and she's going to try and provide a little show here this evening. Lives just a couple of hours away from here, and family and faithful are on hand to watch her participate tonight.
That's right. She has her mother here, and her sister has come down to watch her. I find very interesting about Marianne Dirupo, Denny, is she didn't come up through the collegiate ranks, and she just watched the ladies on TV and said, you know, I want to be a pro bowler. She said, I started bowling when I was extremely young. My mother used to manage a bowling center, was always involved. I've always loved bowling, and I said, hey, I want to give this a shot. Yet she never competed in a U.S. Open, never really competed in regionals, just gave the national tour a shot.
But participated as an All-American in softball at the University of South Carolina. I asked her, why didn't you bowl there? And she said, I did 1 year, but all it was a club sport at that point in time, as she takes the 6 off the 10. Not the way you want to begin match number 2.
No, but it just goes to show you how athletic she is and how you can, I mean, it helps so much in this area of the sport, especially at this professional level. See a lane breakdown. Lane 41 seems to be the better of the two, but pretty even for Kim.
Shot 202 in the opening victory. Trying to catch a piece of the pocket, and a fortunate hit there as she scrambles the eggs on lane 42.
Well, she's trusting it, Denny, and you really have to do that right now on this pair of lanes. If she does not send the ball right, it's going to hook early for her. It's critical where she hits the track area. When I speak of the track area, pretty much the center of the lane here, right between second and third arrow on the right side.
Kind of kidded with Kim a little earlier. I said, where did you play this week? And she said, all over the globe. I said, I guess the question I should have asked is, where didn't you play? She said, I pulled out the versatility. I needed to move all over this bowling center.
And you can see the standings round by round. Marianne Dirupo really steady this week. Went from 8th, back and forth a little bit, and as you can see there, she's qualified 3rd.
Big move by Kim-Berke after the opening round, moving from 30th all the way into the top 10. Runaway Brooklyn 6-pin stands. Now I'll throw this out just as a suggestion. And watching practice, she's going with a duller ball, trying to play in just a little bit. If she sets it short, it's going left in a hurry. She's got to project this thing a little to the right. She's got a great shot if she'll trust it and get the ball going a little right.
And that's the key, Denny. She likes to send the ball right. But at this point in time, she's only made one other telecast. She does have one match won under her belt, but the nerves are coming. She did open up. Marianne Dirupo, very quick approach. She also does not use much of the approach here. Very low push away. You can see here, high backswing. This is where she gets her power. She comes down through the power step. She hits the line and then really comes through nicely again with the ball.
What makes it very unusual, 5 steps in that short span of time. She's got like a shuffle step there, that pivot step. It moves so quickly, and then watch her stretch out on that slide in that last step. It's huge, kind of unusual timing.
But that's where she gets her power, Denny. That's that shuffle step there is that power step. That's where she sets up, she's waiting for the ball, and then she really pulls it through.
This ball she got to the right, and there's the reaction. I think more than anything else, I think you're right. The arm swing was tight because it's the championship round. Now she's got a strike under her belt. I look for her to throw some quality shots the rest of the way.
We'll get a chance to look at it here. Exactly the line she's playing. Right around the 17th board, hits the track area around 13th board. Nice break, comes back, light hit.
Kim-Berke on a double, leads by 21. Trying to make it 3 in a row. And another nice shot. Boy, that shot hit half pocket, and she just sucked that 10 right out of there.
And Kim-Berke's bio, and you see she's very young, age 23, 5'9". She has 3 regional titles. It's not got that national title yet.
And plenty of collegiate experience, as we've already mentioned.
And as you mentioned, this half pocket, yet the 6-pin just slaps out the 10. This is something you see a lot with the resin balls, Denny. They're hitting hard. This one's left. Little smile, knows that that was an errant shot.
Thumb turned a little early. Ball was left, and if you set it short on this pair of lanes, it's going to head in one direction.
She was looking down at her thumb too. The lights. She was very warm earlier in practice. She could have just hung up in that ball a little bit, causing her to turn it early.
Might be a minor point, something you don't consider unless you've been to a championship round, but wearing all black, she's got to be sucking up plenty of that light. She's got to be a little warm.
That's a good thought.
Thank you. See, men know some things about
clothing.
Attire, sure.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, as hot as the lights are, sure.
But they tell you not to wear white.
It's because the cameras will have problems if you wear white.
So what's the best color then?
Well, anything in between. Teal, perhaps.
Pink.
Sure. Marianne looking for a double. Didn't get it right. 3-6-10.
No, she used to cross in a lot more boards. She's playing very tight right now. Looks as if she is tight.
Question to you. In her mind as a player, do you think that she feels she's getting the ball far enough right? Or does she know that she's cutting it off just a little bit?
Good question.
Yeah,
I can't read her mind. This is her mom, Rosemarie. Big, nice smile.
Rosemarie looks a little concerned, but Marianne took care of the 3-6-10. Had a chance to chat with her also prior to the telecast and asked her about tonight's play.
Well, I've always had good support from all my family members, especially my mother. She comes and watches me whenever possible. I think I'll take this as an advantage, and they've understood me before when I haven't bowled real well, so hopefully I'll turn it around and bowl well, and they'll be happy for me.
I love that response. You know, they've supported me when I haven't done well, so tonight I'm hoping to get things turned around a little bit.
I want to get back to your question, Denny, because with me, I know that if I'm on the telecast, a lot of times I feel like I am throwing it right, and it's not.
Exactly.
If you have a really different perception being down there by yourself. So I think what if you ask her what she's doing and what she's feeling versus what we see, it's entirely different.
Now that shot, the ball did go right. She almost ended up with a light hit, but there's no crossover shot, no problem with splits. And I watched her practice. She threw a lot of quality strikes in practice. But obviously there's a difference between practice and when they turn the lights on. Two really young, talented players that'll be on many telecasts through the years on ESPN. Of course, Leila and I here for the first of 6 Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour telecasts here in the fall. Good shot. 4-pin kicked out, and Kim-Berke getting all the breaks at this stage.
Yes, she is. When you trip out the 9 and the 4, and really got the breaks against Kim Couture last game. Kim-Berke struck when she needed to, forced Kim Couture to perform, and it just didn't happen.
Nice long breath there to relax, bring the heart rate back down, try and throw another double here. She leads by 31.
Oh, recently engaged to Bill Straub, so I'm sure he's had a lot of good pointers throughout the years.
Well, the coach would have been proud of that shot on the left-hand lane, a double. She leads by 41, and we look at what the ladies are shooting for here this evening in the Columbia 300 Delaware Open. A quick look at what has transpired since we went away. Still a big lead for Kim-Berke at this point in time as she threw a double in the 6th and the 7th. And Marianne Dirupo with a nice shot there in the last frame. Now she loosens up. The shot was there all along, Leila, and she knows it. She just didn't execute. She just couldn't get loose enough.
Well, Denny, just knowing that feeling, it's so devastating, and it's so hard to get out there and just throw one shot after another. It's quiet, and I know how she feels. She wants to just kick herself because she knew it was there. She's throwing the ball good, but
you know what she wants to do? She wants to start over right now.
She wants to start over right now, you know? Exactly.
Okay, that was my practice game. Now let me go ahead and start again. But Kim-Berke really disposed of her. Kim took advantage of the fact that Marianne was struggling, and hey, she threw the strikes.
But that's where the next 2 players really we're going to see if they come into play, because here's all the television appearances that Alita Sill and Leanne Barrett have had under their belt versus Kim-Berke at this time. Now, Kim does appear to be really lined up this game. She's loose. She has a commanding lead. Next game, if she gets in trouble, we'll have to see exactly what happens to her arm swing. Experience can make a big difference.
Well, and of course, the whole mentality. Kim-Berke right now is playing Marianne Dirupo, a player who has virtually no experience either in the championship round. A pair of novices, if it were, playing in the championship round. Now you're going against somebody that's bowled 95 games on national television. I mean, Alita Sills 50 and 45 all time. That's a lot of experience. So, and it's not somebody that hasn't won before either. You're talking about somebody that's won a number of titles. So it'll be interesting to see how Kim-Berke handles the next match, as she's going to shoot 238 if she strikes here. A good start, though.
Interesting. Kim-Berke also runner-up to the Ebonite Rookie of the Year. Marianne Dirupo did win that honor. Kim only played half the year, though, so I'm not sure it was really a fair contest in that respect. They both bowled very well last year.
Now the key, take this experience, build on it. A 200 game still possible if she could strike out. A wealth of talent in this young lady. And the thing I like about her more than anything else, she's a very confident athlete, a player that knows that she has a lot of physical talent. It's more a question, as you said, of gaining the experience. This player did not bowl against world-class amateurs throughout her career. She played baseball, softball, not bowling.
And again, only 26 years old, plenty of years ahead for her to make her mark on the women's tour.
A little disappointed, a little dejected, but she'll get ready to head to Country Club Lanes for next week's action. Got a great attitude. A player of the future out here on the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour. A fast 8 and a fast exit for Marianne Dirupo. 238, 177 when we come back. Leila will talk to our top.